Well, fortunately, I had two amazing parents that absolutely loved sport. So my sisters and I grew up on the side of the field, the courts, and so I actually started playing hockey and tennis first. And my first squash tournament was, my dad kind of was like, right, you ready? One Friday, and took me to a squash tournament, and I was like, okay, let's play. And it's like, it's just like tennis, but just a little bit different. So yeah, that was grade 5. And then yeah, just keep playing. I love the transferability of like a transfer of skills, because like I guess, and now being a coach, like I can, like the interchangeability of like, okay, a lunge pattern and the agility of squash, and then you can use it for hockey and get low and be able to tackle, as well as just being faster off the mark, and a killer backhand slice for tennis. So I guess that kind of there's a really good integration.
No, I'm not related to Sean, but however, fun fact, him and my older sister were the similar age, and his brother and I are the same age. So we grew up, especially around the hockey field. And if you wanted to play with them, they're very talented. And if you wanted to stay in the game or stay in the game and not get out too early, you had to get really good. So I guess that instilled a bit of competitive nature in me, and very fortunate growing up with a whole load of amazing people that have now gone on to do such wonderful things. I'm not too sure if I am the the highest qualified Zimbabwe Southern African squash coach. I know there's definitely some amazing female coaches within the Southern African region. I know like Liz McKenzie in South Africa especially, she's done amazing things. Pat Izzet, so I'm not too sure. I'm beyond grateful for the opportunities that I got given, moving across here. And, I've been at Wycliffe now coming up to the end of my 3rd year, and Wycliffe have been phenomenal, and I've loved every opportunity that I've been given. But particularly to work alongside and with Johnny Harford, who is an ex-professional squash player himself, and an incredible squash coach, who is literally my role model, my mentor, and I've learned so much from him. So I think in that regard, I'm very lucky. And also with the athletes that we've got here training, I mean, we are one of the top squash schools in the country, if not the top. Having won so many titles last year, who knows what will happen this year. So I've got so many great athletes here, that I'm learning so much from them, as well as, it's that teamwork is incredible. And every tour that we go on, or every tournament we go to, is just a great opportunity for me to just keep learning and gain so much knowledge. And, I try and soak it up like a sponge, because it's such a good opportunity, and I'm loving this experience. I think with coronavirus, it kind of makes you think about what you want to do. But my whole thing, even moving across here, was, I wanted to try and get as much knowledge as possible, not only just with squash, but even like, our squash program works with an incredible strength and conditioning guy, Ben Young, who does prime physical performance for all of our athletes, and the improvements that I've seen in each of them, just in the gym or just working with them, is truly mind-blowing, and I've absolutely loved watching it, like not just stuff on court, but the stuff that you do in the gym, and it's really really awesome. So what I would like to do is to not only keep growing, but also give back, like, to Zimbabwe, and hopefully do like outreach programs whenever I can. Try and set up a program in Zimbabwe that, squash, well, one, to showcase squash in Zimbabwe, and to get it to, I know there's lots of people playing, but let's get more. Let's do more like I know, like in hockey, there's more of a development program Let's do that for squash. We are sitting on a gold mine full of talent, and the resilience that Zimbabweans show. Let's channel it into sport. Let's channel it into squash. Let's see, even if they just want to play socially, let's get them playing socially. And if they wanted to be competitive like Ryan, let's give them the opportunities to further that. Let's see how far they can go. And let's give everyone the opportunities. And that's what I would love to do. And that's just a dream to give people the opportunity to excel, I guess. Keep that passion alive. And whether that's you finding what drives you, keep finding it. Keep, every time you step on court, what can you do better? What things do you need to improve on? What strengths do you need to keep being strong? What, but, a big thing for me is that internal drive you can work with. Is if that player, if they're driven to find ways that they can improve as an individual, then as a coach, that is one of the main things, because coaches should be there to help you as an individual get better, whether that's your agility, whether that's your endurance, whether that's your, tactics or technically, if it's got to come from the player. And I think as an upcoming player, if you can find out what drives you, what in those hard moments, like, can you show the resilience? Do you have the mental strength? How can you find that? And it's finding ways, which I think, and I go back to, the gold mine of Zimbabwe, is that we have resilience. We show it every day, and that's where upcoming players keep training, keep drilling in the basics, keep finding creative ways how to do it. Be stubborn in your training. Ask someone to get on court with you and point to a corner so that you can do some ghosting or do some solo work, and people to feed you, and go and ask people that you look up to and say, ask them questions, ask them the right questions. How do I get fitter, or how can I hit a good backhand drop? Like, what exactly works for you? And then it's taking ownership of their learning. So I guess and just keep that dream alive, I guess, because that's what it all boils down to, is that internal drive.